too much noise. Very sweet old gentleman. Okay, so I'm just going to shut this door. Today we're going to use the 6 sacred sounds again, which we were using a couple of weeks ago. And just hoping my voice will be up to it. So forgive if it sounds a little bit rough, but anyway, it'll be fine, I'm sure. Okay, so as per usual, we start on our shoulder width posture. So that's quite a generous stance. Very often we say shoulder width to people, they end up in this, which is hip width. So imagine how wide your hips are, and then imagine how wide your shoulders are when your arms hang down. And what you can actually do is you can gently crane your head and look down the kind of line of your arm and see if it corresponds to the line of the outside of your foot. So give yourself quite a generous stance. In medical Qigong, they say shoulder width plus 10%. So it's fine to be standing slightly wider if you wish. Really, really generous and open. It gives us a good solid stance. And then from there, we're concentrating on the belly as per usual. So just in case people are not familiar as to why we would concentrate on the belly, this is the sort of the lower energy field, deep inside. And it's often referenced in other things like Pilates and so forth as being your core. Well, it's the core energy of your entire body. It's the real sort of powerhouse of everything. And so we concentrate our minds on this area. And because we're concentrating our minds on it, it moves the chi in that direction. And so this is where we turn from. This is where we try and keep our attention while we're doing our exercises. So in this wide stance, you can just gently stretch and see how your back feels. Look over a shoulder, then come back and look over the other shoulder. And just try that a few times just to see how your back feels this morning. Loosen off gently. Then when you're ready, you can start to turn from the waist. Okay, so this is called turning the waist. There's a quite sort of clear clue in the middle of that exercise, in the middle of that phrase, waist. Okay, so it's not turning the shoulders first and seeing the rest of the body respond. It's turn the waist first and allow the rest of the body to respond to that. So you turn from side to side using this lower energy field. So it's like moving your belly button from one hip to the other hip. And as you do so, the spine then turns, then the shoulders move, then the arms will gently swing, open up the palms and let the hands gently tap onto the side of the body. You're just gently tapping an acupuncture point on the palm of your hand. It's called Lao Gung. You're stimulating this acupuncture point. We've got our knees gently, gently bent. And when you bend your knees, what happens is that you shift the weight slightly forward toward the front of your foot. And that engages the acupuncture point on the sole of your foot, which is called Yongquan, the kidney point. The bubbling wellspring of life. Well, it's a lovely name, isn't it? As I always say, you know, sometimes you go to a garden centre and you see a sort of a stone that's had a hole bored in the middle of it, and there's water bubbling up from the below up through the stone. It's exactly the same sort of image, bubbling wellspring. It's like a spring of water coming out of the earth and bubbling up into your foot to fill your body. So we have this lovely image of chi gently bubbling into the body from the foot, moving up and working its way up towards the belly. We straighten our spine and push our head up into the blue sky. And that just gives us this lovely feeling of connection up into the blue sky. But of course, it also has this idea of blue sky chi pouring down to us as well. And so imagine that you can open up your Bai Hui point on top of your head and allow this energy to pour down. So now we hear about yin and yang, this kind of ubiquitous Chinese idea. And that's the yin energy from the earth flowing up, the yang energy from the heavens pouring down, and man perfectly placed in the middle to be able to harvest all this lovely chi. It gathers deep inside your belly. It mixes deep inside your belly. And then the various channels that run around your body distribute this energy, hopefully in a perfect way around your body. But there are various sort of things in life that can stop that from happening. So imagine that you sit at your desk for 30 years, hunched over your computer keyboard, and your neck gets sore and your back gets sore and your neck gets rounded, your shoulders become rounded. That's kind of life intervening. Life has got in the way and it's changed the shape of your body, and that's slowed down the flow of energy. So how might that affect you? Let's just try and think what that might do. So imagine if your neck and shoulders are always blocked and your spine is always blocked. In Chinese medicine, we see things like Alzheimer's and dementia as being something that is a blockage of energy flowing up and down the spine, not enough good qi getting into your brain. So perhaps, the result of 30 years of sitting at a computer, or 30 years of your head down over your book, reading every day. And of course, for our younger people, constantly walking around, staring down at a phone. Perhaps that's going to change the way that qi flows in the spine. And for years and years of not having enough qi in your spine, perhaps that's one of the causes of something like dementia or Alzheimer's. And so what we're trying to do with Qigong is we're trying to bring our bodies back into a kind of a good working order. And it's never too late to start. That's the wonderful thing. It might take 30 years for you to develop a bad habit, but sometimes it might only take 6 months for you to undo it, or a year to undo it, or a month perhaps. Patience is always the key. So we have these right flows of qi around the body. We also have these sort of wrong flows of qi, if you like. And when energy gets stuck, it can become manifest, if you like. So these very delicate, gentle flows of qi ultimately help create all the physicality in our body, from kind of non-being into being, this sort of journey that we experience, all the way through our lives. We experience this idea, from nothing, we're born, this sort of spark of moment of, egg and sperm. It's extraordinary, the most incredible thing in the whole universe. And out of nowhere, a human is created. And eventually that human works its way through life and then back into the earth again once more. And so there's a sort of a natural cycle of that, of things coming into being and going out of being, day and night. It's as simple as that. So in your body, things can do exactly that. They can arrive and they can just as easily go. And so blockages of qi, how can they happen? We've talked about the possibility that sitting the wrong way, driving the same way, hanging your bag on the same shoulder for years can create physical blockages, but also emotions. They can create blockages too. So let's look at a scenario there. But in the meantime, just slow down a little bit with this exercise and start to open it up a bit more. Look back over your shoulder, really stretch out. Don't forget, if this exercise is making you dizzy, concentrate on your toes. Press your big toes against the ground and feel and experience the toe pressing against the ground. And then work your way along all of your toes and have your mind in your feet for a few minutes. So how might a blockage occur? Let's think about one of our parents who hasn't stood up to being a parent in a helpful way. An absent father, a mother who's an alcoholic, a working parent who is never there. It's terribly difficult, as we know, being parents. You think you're doing the best you can for your children, but it doesn't necessarily help them. And so we have this whole sort of series of things going on in people's lives. And what children need, ultimately, ideally, is two parents dedicated to them for the first 7 years of their life, and then partially dedicated to them for the next 7 years of their life. Well, wouldn't that be lovely? And modern life just doesn't allow for that. But, that would be the absolute ideal in any child, to have two loving parents there for the first 15 years of their life. That being said, some of us are not that lucky. Some of us have no parents, one missing parent, two parents, whatever the various subsets are. But That can create a pattern in ourselves. Somewhere at some level, we might start to think to ourselves, well, the reason that parent's not there is because they don't love me. The reason I've been put up for adoption is because my parents don't love me. Some deep level, you have this kind of strange set of thoughts that go on. They might be voiced once and then subconsciously, buried for the rest of your life. But the patterns still stay there at some level. And it's possible for these to deviate the flow of chi as well. And eventually what happens is that the patterns, the stories, end up making us feel so upset about life, making us feel so, broken, that the patterns manifest themselves as a physical lump, as a tumor, as a problem, as an illness, as diabetes, as heart disease, whatever it might be. They kind of find some way to manifest themselves. And so that's why we always work with calming the emotions, quietening the emotions down, because as soon as the emotions and the mind quiet, we can start to heal ourselves. And moving the body keeps the chi flowing. So this is the dual-pronged approach. Okay, let everything slow down. Let everything come to a stop. Let the whole body relax. Let's gather some chi. Plant the hands in the earth, gently lift chi up. Draw the hands through the body, so that the hands gently draw down, moving the energy down, sinking and settling. Chi going deep inside. Let the hands relax, gathering energy. Pouring energy. Gathering chi. Lift the energy up. Allow the energy just to pour down through your body. Move it from your head. Move it deep into your chest. Move it deep into your belly. Allow the hands just to flow chi down, connecting into the earth. We'll do some simple forward and back bends. So let's just gather one more time and then go into a forward bend. So draw chi up. And let the chi pour down through your body. Draw the energy deep inside. Then let the body relax down, sink and settle. Slowly relaxing, slowly sinking, slowly settling. Let the body hang. Just release the back of your neck as much as you can. Just allow the body to completely relax. So we can have soft knees here when we hang in this posture. Back of the neck relaxed. Sink gently towards your toes and release. Move gently towards the roots of your toes and release. Gently towards your insteps and release. Gently towards your heels. Release and relax. Lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone to the front, let the spine roll up, head, arms, and ears roll up. Stretch up into the blue sky. Knees and hips go forward, you lean back. Stretching up and back. Stretching up and back. Up and back. Hands up into the blue sky. Let's go down on the left-hand side. So we gently arc down to the left, leaning back a little bit, almost as if you could stretch to the back of your left knee. And then down on the right-hand side. Feel the whole left side of your body open as you gently incline backwards and sideways. Down on the left. Down on the right. Gather the hands up above. Let's begin again. Soft knees, gently tip over. Just the head and the arms. The top of the neck bends. Now, the upper back, middle back, lower back. Knees stay soft. Body relaxes down. Back of the neck relax. Sink towards the toes and release. Toward the roots of your toes. Release. Toward the insteps. Release. Toward the heels. Relax, release, body hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. The spine builds up. The arms and ears gather as one piece. And we gently draw up to full height. Stretch. Release the knees and the hips forward as you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and back. Up and back. Hands up into the blue sky. Left hand bends, gently arcing out to the left and gently backwards as well. On the right hand side. Down the left. Down on the right. Draw both hands back up over the crown of the head. Let's run through the sequence with straight legs then to give more of a hamstring stretch. So stretching up, head, arms over, then upper back, middle back, lower back. The legs straight, just shift the weight gently forwards into the toes and feel the hamstring stretch open further. Extend softly towards the toes now and release. Towards the roots of our toes and release. Towards the insteps and release. And then back towards the heels. Body relaxes and hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine rolls up. Arms and ears gather as one. Coming up to full height with the stretch. Releasing knees and hips forward as you lean back. Stretch up and stretch back. Up and back. Up and back. Hands into the blue sky. Left hand gently arcs down. Right hand arcs down, left hand arcs up. Down on the left. And down on the right. And bring the hands back up. Okay, last time through, stretching into the blue sky. Head, arms, ears, legs as straight as you can, gently roll down. Body relaxes and hangs, legs stay straight. Just gather your elbows. So you just hold one elbow with the other palm, one elbow with the other palm, keeping the legs as straight as you can. Just let the body hang gently for a moment. Just allow the neck to relax. And hang in this posture here. Gentle, easy breathing. Legs as straight as you can. Okay, we can release the hands down, and then we'll make our stretch on down towards the toes. And release. Roots of the toes. and release. In steps, and release. And the heels. Body relaxes and hangs, tailbone lifts behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine rolls up, head, arms and ears roll up, stretch up into the blue sky. Knees and hips go forward, you lean back, stretching up and gently back, up and back, up and back. Hands into the blue sky. Last time then, arcing down on the left. Down on the right hand side. On the left. On the right. And then bring the right hand up above. Just allow the hands to pour chi. Imagine this torrent of energy more moving down through your body. Release the hands gently down the sides. I'm going to gather the chi a few times. The hands go deep in the earth, lift chi up. Let's pour this energy through our bodies. Torrent of chi pouring down, washing the body clean, removing any illness that's no longer required. Plant the hands deep in the earth, lift up. Gather this energy down, washing the body clean. Once more. And then the last time we'll just gather, but we'll bring our hands onto the belly. So once again, lift you up. And then just let the energy move down through the body, gently working its way down. Upper dantian, the upper energy field, middle one in your chest, and then down to the belly. And just place your hands on your belly. Body relaxes. Mind expands. So where is your mind? Has it gone off shopping? Has it gone off to your to-do list? Gone off to your emails and messages? Or is your body, is your mind still steady? Our minds can be very naughty. They're like small children. They want to run away at a moment's notice. Just have to gently reel them back in. So when we say mind in the lower dantian, well, surely your mind resides in your head. That is sometimes half the problem. Spending so much time in our heads and not enough time in our bodies. We don't even notice what's going wrong with our bodies. So now you can imagine you're like a 3-story building. Your mind is up in the penthouse. Just let the mind wander into the elevator, take the lift down to the middle floor, middle dantian, down into the ground floor, deep inside your lower dantian. And just allow the mind to stay down there, rest in the mind home. Teacher Lu always says, the bedroom of the mind. Let it go and relax there. And so we allow our mind just to settle behind our hands, deep in the belly, lower dantian. We're triggering this idea, Yi Dao, Qi Dao, where the mind goes, the Qi follows. So as you place your mind deep in your belly, as you take your mind back from all the outside world, things, and plant your mind inside, that's where the Qi starts to builds in our lower dantian. And And when the lower dantian is full of qi, then that represents the opportunity for the whole body to heal. So we really focus on this idea of understanding when we're just doing our standing Qigong. Gather the qi deep inside. Allow the qi to become strong, deep in the belly. From an acupuncture perspective, going around your waist, there's a thing called Dai Mai, the belt channel. And then there are 18, or well, it depends on what system you use, really. 12, 18, 19, 21. There's all sorts of different variants on the theme, but lots of different channels that run around your body. And the idea is that they can pick up extra energy from the reservoir and flow to wherever it's needed. So if a system becomes depleted, lower dantian supplies qi to fill it up. So this brilliant kind of plumbing system around the body, we can constantly be refueling if lower dantian is full of energy. And just by standing like this with our minds deep in lower dantian, that occurs. Your knees are bent, you've got qi flowing into your body from there. Your spine is long, you've got qi pouring down from the heavens. Your whole body is open and receptive. You are bathed in nature qi as you stand here. The qi of our world is constantly around you. You're constantly connected to it. So allow it to flow in and fill your body. The only thing that keeps us from realizing this is the left logical side of our brain is constantly telling us all these kind of stories. You're separate. Everybody's different. Everything is, the world out there is a cruel place, blah, blah, blah. But it gives you this kind of inside-outside feeling, us against them or me against the world, which is absolutely not true. You are constantly bathed in qi. You are part of the qi field, as is everybody else. So we're these qi beings in this qi soup, like little qi vegetables floating around in a qi soup. Integral part, constantly flavoring the soup. Gosh, that's a strange image. Okay, never mind. So we're constantly part of this soup. So we have our qi understanding, if you like, of the part of the body. And we have this idea of yin and yang, things moving from one state into another state, constant change of day and night, hot and cold. We have this constant sort of move of energy, and that's fine. So this is being and non-being as well, if you like, the undifferentiated qi of the universe. And eventually it can turn into qi in your body. And so we have this vast resources around us. And just by gathering qi with our exercises, we can fill ourselves up. This is how it works. But what makes it happen? Your consciousness is the driver of all of this. So the question is, are you fully in control of your consciousness? Or is your consciousness often doing its own things? So when we go into meditation, when we go into standing contemplation like this, the mind just quietly switches off. And our consciousness can be free to move through our body. No longer filtered by the ego, no longer filtered by the stories that we tell ourselves. I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, I can never heal myself, blah, 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 all those stories. Or my mom always told me I would never be good enough, those stories. Whatever it is, we just move through those. We move those filters gently out of the way. We allow pure consciousness to move in our bodies. So stitched through all of the fabric of all of the religious texts of the world are stories about God acting through us. Let me be the instrument of God. We get this idea of God is inside us, God is moving through us. God, this whole sort of stories, they're all there. But the one sort of little trick that's put in there by religion is, yeah, but you can't actually have God. He's somewhere else. If he wants to act through you, he can act through you, but you're not him. And that is the little one remove the religion uses to manipulate you. In the old sort of, thousands of years ago, you'd have to sort of pay people money directly. It's still written into the fabric in some places. I only discovered recently that in Germany, 1/10 of everybody's salary is given to religion, or one tithe, I don't know what amount it is, but still given to the religious structure. And so there's this kind of remove that our left logical brain, I couldn't possibly be God. How could I be God? I'm just Jeremy. That little remove. Well, definitely the church tells me I'm not God, so I can't possibly be God. And once we have that little remove put in place, then we can't see how it's possible for us to heal ourselves. But the truth is that you are pure consciousness. What we've always referred to as God is consciousness. And consciousness acts throughout the entire universe. Every single one of us is consciousness. I am you. You are me. I look into your eyes and I just see me. If I hurt you, I hurt me. If I help you, I help me. So just remember that pure consciousness is all of us. And the only thing that changes us being pure consciousness are the filters that we've built up. And that is the nature of our lives. Can we break down those filters? Be they physical, mental, emotional? Can we break them down and discover our true divinity? Can you discover God inside of you today? Because you always have been God. You always will be God. You are the true consciousness of the whole universe, acting through me, acting through all of the other people you see. So if you accept your part in this, then you realize that everything can shift and change. Anything can happen because you are the creator of all of your universe. I create my universe, but we're all the same consciousness creating our own little stories. So consciousness experiences the universe through us. Every little piece of experience that I gather goes into the bank of consciousness, informs the universe a little bit further. So this is why when we talk about things like channeling, and when we talk about things like bringing information through from guides and things like that, I accept that that's a distinct possibility. Why not? Why shouldn't it work? Because all of this information is stored in the universe. Sometimes spiritual people refer to it as the Akashic record. This vast library of information that consciousness has built about the universe through the beings that consciousness has created out of Qi. And now so many of us are so detached from that information that we're falling ill all the time. But as soon as we find our way back to that information, then we can heal. Just instantaneously, instantly heal. So allow yourself to break through your own barriers. Allow yourself to move your filters to one side. Allow yourself to be true consciousness. And allow true consciousness to heal your body, heal your life. Turn you into the being you always should have been. Society has twisted and bent us. And that's been our challenge. It's fantastic. Don't feel upset about it. You gave yourself this extraordinary challenge. You are God. You gave yourself the challenge that you're facing through this body. And so now you have to unlock it, figure out why you gave yourself this challenge, surmount it, and become the beautiful being you always knew you could be. Come on, it's easy. You are already consciousness. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to achieve. There's no pathway there. You're already there. You are consciousness. You are the consciousness of the universe. So am I. So one of the authors I read used to say, there is only one sin in the entire universe, and that is not knowing that you are God. As soon as you break through and realize, everything can change. So if your hands are on the tummy, that's great. If you want to open the hands out into a little ball of chi in front of you, that's great. Let's just allow this energy to flow. Let's allow the information that I've just imparted to flow through for a few moments. So you can just move your hands in a gentle latchy fashion, opening and closing. We just allow this information to percolate, not at a mental level, but at a DNA level. If I'm God, I can heal anything. I can let my whole body heal at the deepest level. Whatever the old patterns were, just let them go. They're not mine anyway. They've been implanted there by experience. They've been implanted there by parents, by school, by religion, by politicians, by doctors. Let them go. They're not yours. They don't have to be yours. Allow them to drift. Allow them to go. See your body being cleansed by this information. The whole of our universe is made of vibration. In a quantum sense, it's just atoms and molecules vibrating. It's extraordinary that they can seem so solid as the floor you're standing on, the chair you're sitting on. How can they be so solid if they're a vibration? We find this idea in science of a standing wave, where the constancy of the vibration makes things appear completely solid. The chair, the table, they appear completely solid, but give them 100 years of no use, and they'll just dissolve back into nothing. Not apparently, they are apparently incredibly solid, but actually the reality is they're just molecules and atoms, and eventually they'll just dissolve back into the earth as well. So things that are apparently solid can be dissolved. But also from a healing perspective, if, for instance, you've had an operation of some sort and something's been removed, well, why not rebuild it? So if everything is made of chi, if everything is just a vibration, why not make a new version of what it was that you've lost? So you can just as easily dissolve a problem in your life as you can rebuild your body in the way you wish. So for instance, if you have a bad back and somebody's told you you've got a slipped disc, why not work on that disc and just feel the disc becoming plump again, reshaping itself, moving back into shape? Anything can be changed. So on the vibration theme, we're going to run through the 6 sacred sounds. Each one has a season attached to it. So right at the middle, we're right in the middle of summertime. Might not know it, but we are. Summertime is about the heart. Heart energy is red, bright red. And so for heart, we say the tone ha, H-A-A-A-A-A. It's quite a good one because when you say ha, you can put your hands on your chest and you can actually feel your heart vibrating. You can feel the vibration through the breastbone. It's quite a good, it actually gives you a kind of biofeedback. So we can put the hands on the chest for an experiment for a moment, right on the breastbone. Take a big breath in and we're going to say heart again. So breathe in. And then we say, excuse me, sorry. Don't be afraid to move your hands up and down a bit to see if you've got the right place. Let's go again. Whether you need to lower the tone, heighten the tone, it's up to you. You just find the right one to work for you. You don't have to copy me. So we'll just go through our heart tone a few more times, just holding the heart, gently breathing in and saying, breathing in. Breathe in. Seeing as it's heart time, we'll just do a few more. Breathe in. Heart's all about love. Let the heart open. Breathe in. Last time. Gentle breathing. So imagine our heart opening wide. We imagine love flowing through our entire body. Love flowing through our entire life. Releasing our heart to truly love, the deepest love. Okay, so just release the hands gently down. So spleen is next, and spleen sits on the ribs, left-hand side of the body. So you could actually put your hands on your left ribs if you wanted for the spleen, or you can just hold your hands in front and just allow the hands to sort of glow energy back towards the spleen area. The spleen is a kind of a band of chi around the whole body as well. So spleen chi is whoo. So we really try and hit the WHO, whoo, whoo, and then we let the ooh run out afterwards. Almost like blowing a candle out with the ooh. Okay, so take a deep breath in. Ooh. Breathing in. Ooh. Spleen is all about worry, overthinking, overdoing it with the brain. So we just let our whole brain relax, let our whole spleen relax. Breathing deep. Ooh. Gently breathing in. Ooh. And just stop you gently massaging as we go. We'll just do two more. Ooh. Once more. Ooh. Just feeling, let the hands relax, just feeling the spleen open. It helps support our digestive system. It balances out the stomach, but also this whole thing about worry. Sometimes we really feel it in our gut we can feel this kind of stress deep inside our guts. And so that's all about relaxing that kind of stress, relaxing that anxiety, relaxing the worry, stopping ourselves from overthinking so much by balancing our spleen. So next comes autumn, the lungs. I could certainly do with lungs myself today. And so it's hissing through your teeth like a snake. And as you do that, it vibrates deep into the core of your lungs. The little alveoli on the tips of the broccoli of your lungs just vibrate beautifully. And so we hiss deep 6 times. You can hold the lungs, you could massage the lungs, you could have the hands in front of the lungs, you could have your hands on your belly and think about lungs, whatever suits you. So breathing in. Gentle breath in. The lungs are all about guilt, grief, shame, sadness, sorrow. And so we gently allow those things to release as we do our hissing noises. Okay, we'll do a few more. Breathing in. Breathing deep. One last time. Allow your lungs to be open. Allow all guilt, grief, shame, sadness, sorrow to melt away from your lungs. We release this kind of pain at the deepest level. Opening the lungs, allowing them to flow freely, allowing them to be open, healed. Very often healing the lung heals the breast. Okay, so from lungs we move on to kidneys. Kidneys are the wintertime element. So the kidneys sit right up underneath your ribs. You can just about put your back of your hands on your kidneys. You can massage your kidneys just by rubbing gently onto the lower rib. You can tap your kidneys with the side of your fist. We can always stimulate our kidneys a little bit. But the kidneys are really important elements. They're the battery of our lives. They also happen to have one of the stranger tones of them all. It's a double tone. It's chew, C-H-E-W, and then E like chewy. So we say chew, and that's sort of ch. So if you try that plosive ch, ch, you'll feel you have to move your diaphragm to say ch. It automatically happens. And as you move your diaphragm, your kidneys just gently bounce up at the back. Your kidneys get a little sort of trampoline every time you say ch. And so you can have your hands on the front and have them just kind of opposite your kidneys, or you can actually have them on the back, on your kidneys, the back of the hands on your kidneys. We have this weird tone where we spit out ch, we say chewy, and you just allow the E to follow afterwards. So just give part of your breath to that exploding ch, and then we say E. Okay, so breathe in deeply. And chew. Breathing in. Choo. In breath. And choo. Kidneys are all about fear. So as we work away with this tone, we allow the fear in our life just to melt away. Breathing in deeply. Choo. Breathing in. Choo. Final time. Nice deep breath. Choo. Nice and even, gentle breathing. We can draw our hands around to the front. On the right hand side, the liver. Gently massaging the liver. So, liver, the sound is shoo, as in a shoe you put on your foot. But shoo. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in. Shoo. Breathing deep. Shoo. Breathing in. Shoo. Liver governs anger, frustration, jealousy, green with envy. So we work with our liver just to release all those emotions. Breathing deep to say shoo. 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 Massage gently into your lower. Great, and then release the hands down. So we have 5 major organs in the body and 5 sounds to go with their organs. But the 6th sound, the 6th sacred sound, is about bringing the whole thing together. It's called the triple burner. It's kind of like an energy system that exists inside your entire torso, if you like. And the tone for that, to bring all of this into one, is she. Okay, so we can just have our hands wherever we want. Do you want to put them on your belly? Do you want to hold them out in front? Do you want to put them in the prayer position? Yeah, whatever seems right for you. Just take up a posture and we're going to say she. So breathing deep. She. Breathing in. Gentle breath. Breathing in. Last time. Just gather the hands back to the belly if they're not already there. Just hold the hands deep in this lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flowing well. Just allow the energy to gather deep inside. My body just spontaneously wants to do a little bit of swirl hips there. I'm sure you're familiar with the idea. Lifting the tailbone up at the front, up at the back, swirling left, back, right, front. So swirl hips is a great way of gathering chi as well. And so without even really realizing that, my body was just doing swirl hips. So just in case you wondered what I was up to, might as well make that obvious. See how it works for you. Perhaps you just want to stand still. Perhaps your body doesn't require swirl hips. For me, it just seemed like the obvious thing to do there. It's all about gathering chi into the belly. I'm just going to do a few more and then slow down, go the other way. I feel I like the balance of the whole thing. Gently rotating back, up, side, up. Just gently lifting at the front, gently lifting at the back, swirling the hips around. Okay, let's just bring ourselves back into a stop standing posture. The hands relax down by the sides. You just bring the feet together into a Sheneng Qigong posture. Bring the hands together into the prayer posture in front of your heart. Let's close from here, drawing the hands up in front of the face. Take them up over the crown of the head. Extend into the blue sky. Let the hands drift down. Let the knees soften. We open up little fingers, ring fingers, middle fingers. Split the hands out to shoulder height. With the pinkies, we just gather 2 handfuls of chi. Draw the chi round, shoulder height and width. Send the chi from the middle fingers deep inside the brain. Illuminate your brain with chi. All of the functions of your brain return into perfect working order. Let's drift the hands down, allow the fingers to lightly touch Da Bao underneath the arms. Touch Da Bao, send chi deep inside. Middle dantian chi is abundant. We know all our organs are filled with chi. All of the functions of our organs returning to perfect working order. All functions of the organs normal. Drifting the hands back behind, the back of the hands move towards the front of the body. Turn the palms over with a swoosh. Send some chi out into the blue sky and then gently draw it back for your belly. Traditionally, left hand first for guys, right hand first for ladies, but whatever suits you, just gather your hands back in whatever fashion seems right today. Hold the belly, feel this chi deep inside the lower energy field. Lower dantian chi is abundant, blood and chi flowing well through the whole of your body. And so now this chi deep in our belly, we can sweep it up our spine into our brains, neck and shoulders, bathe your shoulders and arms, whole of the spine and ribs, upper torso, middle torso, lower torso, down into the hips and pelvis, filled with chi, down into the thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, an abundance of energy, blood and chi flowing well, and all functions of your body returning to perfect working order. Imagine that, perfect working order. Just in a moment, anything can shift and change. We get our logical brain out of the way. We stay in this chi state and our body spontaneously heals. Allow your body to heal now. Allow your body to be healed. Great. So let's just rotate a beautiful circle of chi round the belly button 3 times. Just draws and gathers any excess energy deep into the core of you. And then we take the hands 3 times in the opposite direction, and that just closes everything down, resets us for our daily mode. As we stand here, we can just imagine ourselves a being of light, standing inside this wonderful Wei Qi layer, the shield of energy. Inside your Qi body, this marvelous, huge body of Qi that protects you and connects you into the outside world. Allow yourself to feel the truth of this healing. Allow yourself to be well, to be free, to be happy. Put a big smile on your face. See yourself as this being of light inside your shields of energy, safe, happy, well, and all functions of your body returning to perfect working order. Let the hands drift down beside. Put a big smile on the face, move the fingers, move the toes. Stretch out wherever you wish to stretch out. And then if you'd be kind enough to unmute yourselves, we'll all say Hao La together. Hao La means good already. Everything is fantastic already. Good. Okay, so hands up in the air. 1, 2. Ha. 1, 2. Ha. Last time. 1, 2. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much for being here today, ladies. Really nice to see you all.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Pleasure. Please share this with anybody who might need it. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.